Good morning. We are taking up 20th century literature paper 3rd, and this lecture is in continuation of previous lecture. Today we are focusing upon the poetic trends of the age. The poetry of the first half of this century is either traditional or experimental. In the former case, more or less following the Romantic or neoclassical mode of writing, and in the latter, choosing a course of its own. Following the neoclassical mode of writing, greater emphasis was laid on correctness, that is, liberty with the rules of grammar, meter, and rhyme was not appreciated. In other words, the sentence, even in verse, must follow the grammatical order. The syllables and accents must observe the same pattern, and the rhymes must be perfect and varied. Next is appeal to common sense and reason. The thought must not be too fantastic for common understanding, nor its expression merely suggestive or partial, thus overruling the unnatural flights of fancy or emotion. Simple style was preferred rather than ornate. The plain statement was preferred to the ornate. The words, therefore, could neither be too many nor too few. Neither too technical nor too common. Neither archaic nor they should be coined. The sentence or phrase could not violate the rules of grammar or usage, so entire emphasis was laid on plain or natural style. Then comes didactic purpose. Neoclassical age was consistently didactic in prose and poetry alike. The purpose of writing was instruction imparted in a pleasing way. Focus on town life. Either the favorite form of verse was pastoral. Earlier the favorite form of verse was pastoral, but this age focused on town life. It provided rich material for didacticism and satire. Heroic couplet. A standard form was evolved for the heroic couplet. It had 10 syllables in the iambic meter. It was closed and self-contained, meaning it did not require a predecessor or a successor to complete its meaning. It had a pause at the end of the first line, indicated by a punctuation mark. Neoclassical way of writing gave way to Romanticism. Romanticism is the name applied to the changed outlook. It is opposed to classicism and prefers individuality. The poets freely chose their own form and treatment, and there is immense variety of subject matter. There was free play of imagination, and the subject matter that strikes the poet's heart and mind became one of the key factors of its being popular, as well as striking an emotional chord with the readers. The emotional lyric replaced the intellectual heroic couplet. There was increasing sympathy for fellow beings. This humanitarian outlook was refreshing and it helped in contemplation of life. Love for nature and simple life appealed to the poets. Nature was seen as a living force, something divine and one with the other soul. The voice of the poet could be heard, and his presence in his work could be felt, as the poem was about his perception and feelings. It was subjective rather than objective. The poets turned towards the past and the exotic, as the poets favored the uncommon and the strange. For this purpose, the mythologies served the purpose, and so they were freely used and appreciated. The aim and objective of taking up neoclassical mode of writing and Romanticism before embarking upon the traditional and experimental poetry that we talked about before is to make the students firmly grasp the traits existing before and how the changes have occurred. Hope that this lecture helps. Have a good day. Thank you.